Hi everyone, welcome to Anu's classroom. This video I am taking, it will be a very short video. We will be, the aim of this video is to cover all the important topics that is there in MMPC 7 from an examination point of view. That is your term and examination point of view. If you have not done already, I would recommend you start from your assignment paper. Okay, so whatever questions you had written, you had answered for your assignment this year, this term, please go through them and start from there. Okay, now, if you have listened to my MMPC 7 lecture series, you would know all these important topics. Each of these I have detailed explained in all those videos. Okay, but in case you have not and you are looking for a quick recap or a quick guide on what all are the important stress points in this subject, then this video is for you. So let's get started. So the first and foremost point that you should be aware of in business communication is the 7 C's of communication, for that is clarity, correctness, conciseness, courtesy, concreteness, consideration, and completeness. Make sure that your answers also adhere to these 7 C's for the best possible marks. Okay, it should be clear. Your answers should be clear. It should be correct. It should be concise, but don't make it too compressed. Make sure you give your points adequately. It should be courteous. It should be concrete. Okay, that is, it should support facts and figures and be very clear. There should be a consideration and there should be completeness. Your answers should also be complete with all facts and information, just like your just like a business communication, right? Then we can say that communication is successful only when its purpose is fulfilled, right? Another important point that you need to know about is how business communication differs from your general communication or your informal communication, the communication you have with your friends or your colleagues outside of work, or your family members or your dear and near ones, all those people, or even strangers you see while traveling in a bus or whatever it is. How that general communication differs from the communication that happens in an organizational setup, you need to be aware. Actually, there is heavy rain going on, so in case if you are getting the background noise, it is the downpour. It's raining cats and dogs right now. I am really sorry for the background noise. I hope my voice is clear to you. Then you should be aware of the communication models, at least the Shannon Weaver model of communication. That at least that you should know. Okay, as well as the process of communication. You should know the difference between the linear communication model and the two-way communication model, because there is a chance that questions might come in for Shannon Weaver model or this two-way communication model, all those things. There is a high chance for a question to come. Okay, so the Shannon Weaver model, that is the communication model we might have all studied. Okay, it starts with an information source. So there is an information source. That information or that message, it goes through an encoding process. Okay, after encoding, it goes through a channel, and through the channel, where does it go? It goes to the destination. So at the destination, the first thing it encounters is a decoding process. Okay, and after decoding only, it reaches the actual destination to be understood. Okay, so the destination gives back a feedback to the information source, and in the channel, during the encoding process as well as the decoding process, the message will undergo will have a lot of noise added. Okay, so that is the Shannon Weaver model of communication that you should know. Then you should know about the different types of non-verbal communication, like kinesics, chronomics, paralanguage, haptics, silence, sign language, proxemics, meta communication, and all those things. Questions could come like, explain what is meta communication with an example, or what do you understand by kinesics, or what do you understand by the different types of non-verbal communication. Something like that could happen. The barriers, asking about the different barriers of communication, whether it be intrapersonal, interpersonal, organizational, or cross-cultural, whatever it is, or even barriers to effective listening or effective reading, effective meetings. All these different types of barriers is a very favorite question for term and examination. You should know about all the barriers, and you should be prepared on answering how you can overcome those barriers as well. Okay. Then conflict resolutions, crisis management, all those things are also important. What is Gangplan? Gangplan is an important concept. There has been questions about Gangplan. So Gangplan is nothing. It is a type of formal communication, actually horizontal form of communication, horizontal or lateral. So what happens over here is that there will be a topmost manager or a topmost person will be there for every organization, right? Like the CEO or the VP, like that, correct? There will be a topmost person. Then the different departments will have different branches will go, right? From the VP, different departments will start having the branches, right? Everybody will finally be reporting to the VP. That's what happens. So there will be a lot of managers, like different level managers all throughout this line, right? Now suppose a manager at department level, say A, wants to communicate with department level B. Okay, if it is a vertical communication, what should happen? A will talk to his manager, who will talk to his manager, and then finally they will talk to the VP. Then the VP will communicate it to the department B's level 1 manager, then level 2 manager, and finally it will reach B. It is a very tedious process, right? So to avoid that much of a delay and unwanted communication and a lot of transfer points over here all throughout the way, what happens is that there is a communication will happen through a plank or a gangplank, like this, directly from A to B or B to A. But what will happen is that, so the communication happens directly, in order to make sure that there is visibility and transparency, all the associated managers will be kept in CC. Okay, so the superiors will be informed about this communication, but the actual communication will happen between A and B directly. Okay, so that is the Gangplank method of communication. That is a horizontal or lateral type of communication. So the three different types of formal communication, that is vertical, horizontal, and diagonal, that is important. Then the different types of informal communication or grapevine communication, that is important, right? We had a question last semester where they were asking about to explain about grapevine communication or informal communication, and they asked to define, I think, at least 2 or 3 or something like that types of grapevines. So that is again important. You should know what a single strand grapevine is, what a gossip chain is, what a probability grapevine is, and what a cluster chain is, and why grapevines are important. You cannot get rid of grapevines. They are a necessary evil in your organization. Okay. So then crisis communication, then what are the benefits of effective communication? All these are potential questions. Then again, what is reading, what is listening, what are the importance, advantages? All these things are actually very quite common, and when you give it a thought, right, you will know. It will come automatically, because we have been what you can say, we have been using them. These business communication, actually the topics are actually, you cannot say it is totally new, because we have been studying about this throughout our school days as well. It's just that we did not study it in this kind of a structured way. That's it, right? Yeah, so that is there. Then the transaction model of communication, where a meaning of a communication is actually where they say that the meaning of a communication is actually not just the words or the unwritten words, but also uh, based on all the physical or psychological, cultural, relational, and social context in which that communication was made. By keeping into mind all these things only, we should infer the meaning of a message, than by not by just looking at the word. So this transaction of model of communication is what we actually need in our society more, because most of us right now, nowadays, whether it be whatever the communication is, we just go by the words. We do not look at the context in which it is said. If we were to, as a society, if we were to analyze messages based on its context, then a lot of issues would get resolved actually. So then, what is a meeting? What are the different types of meeting is an important area of to be taken care of. The IPO model. Sometimes we have had questions related to the IPO models. Then what else? Yeah, what glossophobia is, that is the fear of public speaking, and some of the tips which could help you overcome glossophobia. That is a good candidate for at least a short answer type question. Then then about the different types of business communication that we had already told while we were discussing the important question answers, right? What a report is, what a proposal is, how they are different. Okay, that is important. Then what an offer letter is, what else? Yeah, what is a portfolio, what are its components, that could be asked. Okay, so study. If not, if you haven't at least read once, please read these things and go. Okay, that is what all that I meant. Yeah, the different theories of culture, that is functionalist, conflict, and symbolic. what is Hofstede's cultural dimensional model, what is Hall's cultural dimensional model. If there could be questions like compare the culture of USA versus Japan or USA versus China, or East versus West kind of questions could come up. Then yeah, the ethical framework could come up. What is ethics in communication? At least one question you might find about something related to ethics. Okay, could come up. What is value congruence? That could be a short answer type question. So all these things are what are the few important, what you can say, important topics that I would suggest you go through. At least these you go through and go, keep ample amount of examples in your arsenal while you write your exams. Okay. So that is it for this video. I hope all of you will be able to ace your exams, MMPC 7, and all these 7 subjects you will come out with flying colors. I really hope whatever was the outcome, do let me know, because you guys are the first batch that is listening to my these videos, right? The 2022 December batch, you guys are the first people to watch these videos. We have grown as a channel, as a classroom with you guys. So however your exams went, do let me know in the comments uh, whether the tips or whether my videos helped you write your exams easily, uh, whether it made you much more comfortable writing, actually facing your term and examination. Whatever it was, whatever your opinions are about our classroom, do share in the comment section. I'll be waiting for them. Thank you so much. I really pray for all of you that all your exams be good, or all of you would get good marks. Thank you so much. And I hope all of you will be part of the channel in the coming semesters, coming months as well. So that's it from my end. Thank you. All the best. Bye bye.